This one is going to be very off the cuff. So, if I misspeak, I misspeak. There's that lady that has been going around TikTok. A bunch of my mutuals have been making posts about it. Who was talking about how, she regretted voting for him for the third time. And the amount of hate that she is getting from the left is just as much, if not more, than the amount of hate that she is getting from the right. Would you like to know fucking why? What did he just do? Our men and women in uniforms are going to come home in body bags. His board of peace is planning on building 50 plus stadiums in the rubble of Gaza? Innocent Iranians died. Innocent Palestinians are dying every fucking day. Every day. I will forgive somebody who voted for him in 2016 and realized their mistake and didn't vote again for him. If you're a three-peater, if you're a two-timer or a three-peater, fuck yourself. You will get no forgiveness from me. You can fuck all the way off. All the way off. When you think you fucked off enough, keep fucking going. You're not done yet. This man raped children. He is named more times in those files than everyone else combined. I will never say another word to my mother, my sister, anyone that I know that voted for this man more than once unless I absolutely have to. I work with Trump supporters. I have no choice. If I want to be able to keep my house and pay my bills, I have no choice. I do not give a fuck how sorry you are. You're not sorry enough yet. I don't give a flying fuck if it takes you years to fully deconstruct. I'm happy that you are doing the work. I'm happy that you have finally seen the fucking error of your ways. It's too fucking late. We will be sending boots to the ground. We had, Air Force bases that were struck in retaliatory strikes against what we did in Iran earlier this fucking morning, while everybody was asleep in the U.S. without congressional approval. But of course, you guys don't give a flying fuck about that anyways. You don't care about the law. If you voted for that man more than once after 2016, if you only voted for him for 2016, I'm willing to forgive you if you have realized the error of your ways. If you voted for him more than once, I will never forgive you. I will never, ever, ever forgive you. Ever. People are dying every day because of what you chose to vote for. Because of what you chose to protect. I fucking hate you.
Do you want to know why we will never forgive the triple Trumpers? Why we do not trust you? Today is a perfect example. It is April 6th. And I'm reminded that you voted for a man who bragged that the people of Iran love getting bombed. He also said that we'll have to just wait and see if Iran still exists by the end of Tuesday night. Yeah, remember that deadline I posted about yesterday, 8 p.m. Eastern, the one that Trump posted on Truth Social, basically giving away the possible time and date that U.S. forces would be flying over hostile territory? Yeah, that one. Putting American service members' lives at risk. Great move. Remember when you guys got upset when Obama wore a tan suit? Then he said he could be president of Venezuela. Yeah, he actually said that in front of cameras that he is polling so high in Venezuela that he he's just going to learn Spanish so quickly because he's so good with languages and become president over there. The man doesn't even know his own wife is standing next to him at the egg roll. Okay, doesn't even know. But he's going to learn Spanish quickly. And you voted for this man knowing he doesn't have his marbles. He's an egomaniac. He's a 34-time convicted felon, adjudicated rapist with the history of being a racist, misogynist jackass. But we're supposed to let you in, right?
Hello, what's up guys, welcome to the channel once again. If you are coming across this channel for the first time, please remember to subscribe, like and comment. And if you are in the team, please remember to subscribe, like and also comment. So guys, Trump supporters, they are really going through a lot. This is whereby now the white folks, they have turned against Trump supporters. This is one community, but it has turned against each other. So guys, I want you to continue watching these videos until the end, then I will come with more comments. Here, your host, Edwin J. Ray.
The bloodlust of white men will never be satisfied, even at the cost of other white men. See, you see, white MAGA specifically gets so excited over here in the U.S. when immigrant families get kidnapped, killed, put in concentration camps. You see it every time a black man, woman, or child gets murdered by the cops. You saw it with Alex Peretti and Renee Good. And now we're over in Iran, killing children in schools. And you see all of these white men cheering, right? And of course we have troops, American troops that have been killed. For what? For no fucking reason. We don't need to be over there. But again, these white MAGA men get so excited about murdering people that are not white, be it in the United States or in different countries across the world. And it's illogical, right? Because they're saying, you know, we will go destabilize countries, murder other people in those countries that aren't white in order to protect our freedom. No, again, we don't need to be over there. We don't need ICE. We need to abolish the cops. Like, it's never ending. White men are never going to beat the allegations as a collective. That all we like to see as a collective of white men is death and destruction. It's primal. It's in our DNA. It's directly tied to our ancestors. It's directly tied to the violence that white people have carried out since the beginning of this country and basically since the beginning of time. White men are programmed to watch suffering and get physically excited, mentally stimulated, emotionally excited about watching the murder of other people. The bloodlust will never be satisfied for white men. They'll watch other white men in the military get fucking murdered. And they'll be like, hell yeah, that's the most honorable thing you can do is die for your country. No, the fuck it's not. The most honorable thing is that you see other people as human beings, recognize their humanity, be empathetic, show love and care in your communities, and not be fucking violent. But that is antithetical to the programming of the white collective. Every single white person right now is either a white supremacist or pro-violence, unless you are actively and loudly against that. And for the majority of the white collective, it lands on so many of you just being a white supremacist and pro-violence, especially white men.
Joy Reid. You know, I like this Joy Reid. I am a big proponent of everything happens for a reason. Almost everything happens for a reason. It might not be the reason we want, okay? But everything happens for a reason. And Joy Reid being let go by MSNBC for pretty much no reason at all definitely happened for a reason, because she is unleashed, unchained, and unbound, and I am here for it. On her podcast, she kind of went on a rant, and you guys have probably heard it because people have been soundbiting it, and it's been going around. If you are following me on the YT, I will have the whole clip at the end of this video. So if you guys want to see it and see what she said, it's about a 7-minute clip. I'll put it at the end of this video. But I not only want to speak about what she said, but I also want to add something that I don't think she mentioned at the end. And I think it is probably one of the biggest things that she was talking about. But let me get into it. So she went kind of on a rant and was like, dude, y'all got everything you want. What are you so angry about? Like, y'all are still some of the angriest people on the right that I have ever seen. Y'all still angry. Y'all still coming after people, still blaming people for your problems. Like, you have every single thing that you want. And she started listing off some things. And I do want to list off a couple of things that I have taken note of, some things that I've done videos of. They got Bone Spurs in office, all of Bone Spurs people, all of their podcast sensations and things like that, and the FBI, not a lick of police work between them. But they're in there, and then they want to criticize the FBI for not doing any police work when it came to Kirk. But I'm like, they've never done any police work. He is completely unqualified for the job, but that's what you guys wanted, right? Like, you guys wanted people who just aligned with your ideology. You didn't care if they were actually qualified for the job, and the people who were qualified for the job happened to not fit into your mold, and so they were DEI hires, and so you got rid of them. You got rid of the gay guy in the FAA, the black people and the women in the Defense Department and in the DOJ. If they did not adhere to your political ideology, in your mind, they were not qualified for that position. So you got what you wanted there. You put one of the most dangerous people ahead of the CDC. And in all of these really crucial departments, not only did they fire with Doge all of the people who were actually qualified for those positions and knew how those agencies worked, but they replaced them with yes people who would just do Bone Spurs' and his administration's bidding. And this is what we have. We have planes falling out of the sky, landing upside down, having engine failures, clipping each other in the middle of the air. We have people in Florida with children who do not have to be vaccinated at all, and they are free to mingle with other children and get each other sick as much as possible. We literally just had an unaliving of a child from measles in California. The child was unvaxxed. Now you guys are erasing history, shutting down museums and taking history that you don't like and taking it out of the museums, frightening people for telling the truth because it's not revisionist enough for you. It makes you feel uncomfortable. It makes you look like the bad guy on ideology that you still believe. And so you want to make everybody think that that ideology is a good thing. So you want to erase history so that people do not understand where you're actually coming from and where you want to go. You've gotten what you want when it comes to removing the quote-unquote illegal immigrants from this country, when in actuality they're just removing anybody with melanated skin that looks foreign to them. And it's okay because the Supreme Court said that they can profile people based on the color of their skin when it comes to immigration, not understanding that most of our immigrants are white. You have gotten what you wanted when it comes to the economy. You voted for tariffs. You got tariffs. And these tariffs are not only crippling our small businesses, but they are decimating our farmers. And our farmers are no longer getting the subsidies that I so eloquently laid out in one of my last videos. Go check that out, about all the subsidies that Biden had provided during his tenure in office and that Bone Spurs immediately took away. But they got everything they wanted. They owned the libs, which is what they wanted to do. You know, liberal tears and all of that. 7.5% of black people are unemployed. That's what they wanted. It doesn't matter that the overall unemployment has also gone up. But I'll get back to that later. All of these things they said they wanted. All of these things is what they voted for. And when people are down in my comments, that's what they say. Yeah, Bone Spurs is standing on business. And I like everything that he's doing because he, X, Y, and Z, nothing that actually puts money in their own pocket. It's just stuff that hurts other people. But I digress. But then Joy Reid in her rant got to the meat of it. She said that the reason why these MAGA, these people on the right who have gotten literally everything that they wanted, are so angry still is because we still don't want them in our spaces. We are not going to capitulate to them and tell them that they did a good job or that they were right about everything. We're still fighting. We're still lifting up our voices. And new voices, like mine, which didn't start until January 20th, are starting to come out. And MAGA doesn't really like that. MAGA thought that if they won and they hurt us bad enough, that we were going to somehow give in and tell them that they were right about everything. That's not how that works. We still don't want you in our spaces. As you cry about not being invited to cookouts or having your family cut you off, there's a reason for that. You're toxic. And we don't want you in our spaces. We also don't want your fake and unheard prayers. I got a lot of that since the Kirk situation. With a lot of people on the right who agree with him, who literally said, I feel like I lost a friend a lot of people who would listen to his rhetoric and listen to what he said and agree with the things that he would say about women, about the black community, about the trans community, and every other marginalized community, and then get down into my comments and say that they were going to pray for me, as if any God in that book you claim to serve would ever hear your prayer. Your prayer at this point is a curse, and you can keep it to yourself. But I digress. MAGA men, and I mean black MAGA men and white MAGA men, and any MAGA men in between, liberal women do not want you. Ever. That's another reason why y'all angry. Because for some reason you don't want your own MAGA women like you want liberal women. Maybe it's because it's a challenge? What is that? Ew. Go away. Nobody wants you. And honestly, that is why the black pill is a thing. And if you don't know about the black pill, people have been going down the Nick Fuentes rabbit hole and learning about the black pill. I did not do a video on that, and I might not, because it is absolutely diabolical. But another reason why they're mad, especially the farmers, Bone Spurs had mentioned something about the immigrants taking black jobs. People always wanted to act like they didn't know what a black job meant. Black people knew that the black jobs was the jobs in the field, the jobs in the hospitality, custodian positions, and things like that. Those were the black jobs that Bone Spurs was talking about. Farmers, like 78% of the farmers in Arkansas, thought if they voted for Bone Spurs and he got rid of all of their immigrants, and then they took DEI and affirmative action programs away and fired all of the black people, that black people would just assimilate back into the fields. See, the thing is, you obviously don't know black people very well. I did a video about how white people still think that we are in those concrete rises. They still think that 3% of our population is in poverty. And the ones that they do see in the nice white neighborhoods, we're just one of the good ones that made it. 48% of the black community are middle class, and it's growing, as well as our numbers. So we don't have to get back in our fields. If black people don't have a job and they get fired from their positions like I did at the beginning of this year, losing all of my clients with freelance, then they're just gonna find another way. We are extremely creative. We are extremely innovative. We are extremely resilient and determined, and we have decided that not only are we not getting into the streets, we're not getting into the fields. So they're mad about that. But I think there is something else that they are really super mad about that is a little bit more below the surface. They got everything that they wanted. They got the people in the positions, they got the person at the top of the ticket, they got everything they wanted. And they thought, because they were told that they were going to start feeling more relief, that they were going to get rich, have money, be on top. They thought that if they voted for a guy like Bone Spurs and they followed the ideology of a person like Kirk, they would be on top again. They thought that they were going to be invited to the party. And a lot of them right now are figuring out that they've been duped. They were tricked into voting for somebody who is only using them to usurp power. And now they are losing the things in their life. They've lost their families because their families don't want to talk to them. Their farms, in many cases. Their homes, in some cases. They're out of a job too. They lost those government contracts that they had. So now they are hurting more because prices are going up because of tariffs. I still have that video coming out. And they now don't have a scapegoat because everybody that is in power, making them feel the way that they feel, are the people that they put there. That is why they're angry. Is because they were wrong, and they know they were wrong, and they don't want to admit that they were wrong. That's the true reason why they're angry. And I'm so here for this.
Well, the war in Iran just expanded to Lebanon. Yeah. This old Texas Paul. Hope your coffee is as good as mine. Hell, I hope it's better. I hope it's better. Israel had been engaged with some skirmishes with Hezbollah and had been bombing Lebanon. But now they're going to step that campaign up, and they are now actively warning residents in over 50 towns and villages to evacuate, because the bombing campaign has just expanded there. No one thought this through, folks. No one thought this through. This is just going to escalate. Our coalition's not going to hold together through this. It's just not. Right now you have Syria and Turkey that are kind of half-assed. Jordan is like, But the Saudis are screaming, yeah, go ahead, because, the Saudis are in a power struggle in the region, a Muslim power struggle in the region with Iran, so they're using us. But to trust Netanyahu was one of the stupidest things. And I've seen Trump do some galactically stupid shit since he got elected. But to trust Netanyahu on this, Jesus Christ, nobody thought this through. They're just morons. Morons. A sustained bombing campaign in Lebanon is going to end our coalition. It just is. It just is. What little coalition we have, I mean, they half-ass slapped this together. This is not, this is a disaster. It is a freaking disaster. And yeah, now we're at war with Lebanon.
I just saw a post on here that said, no, you don't have to forgive people who voted for Trump, but the way that y'all treat former conservatives is exactly why there is no left-wing pipeline. And she's kind of getting eaten up in her comment section, but she's 100% correct. This is a time when I think we could actually learn something from the right. Like, there's no barrier for entry. If you're a country club Republican, if you're a Nick Fuentes style groyper, they welcome you with open arms, no strings attached. For some reason, to join the left side, to become a part of this coalition, you have to jump through 1,000 hoops, a land acknowledgement, be 100% perfect. And sometimes that's still not even enough. And it's going to cause problems. No one is asking y'all to be best friends with the girl who got on the internet and was crying because she voted for Trump 3 times. What I will ask is that we create a safe space for her to deconstruct safely, that we allow her to learn and understand why her thought process were wrong, why her vote was harmful. We don't have to jump up and down and celebrate her and give her keys to the castle and make her the new leader of the movement. But we do need to have an onboarding process that is not rooted in shame.
Why are y'all so angry? You have the White House, you have both houses of Congress, you have a Supreme Court that is completely obedient to your president. They're willing to give him unlimited power. They're willing to say that he can take SEAL Team 6 and kill anybody he wants. They were willing to affirm that. They're willing to say that ICE can racially profile anybody they want. The United States Supreme Court has said you can racially profile Latinos based on their accent or the way they look. You guys have everything you want. You have legal racial profiling. You've ended DEI. You've ended affirmative action. You get all the best jobs even if you're not qualified. You can be a Fox Weekend host and be the Defense Department's Secretary of Defense. You can be Kash Patel and be a podcaster who wants to go to Valhalla and run the FBI as long as you're conservative. You have everything. Why are y'all so angry? What the fuck are you angry about? You've banned all of our books. You've banned Black history. You banned the 1619 Project. You don't have to compete with women for jobs. You've chased them out of the military. You've chased them out of the senior positions in the Department of Defense. You've gotten rid of all the Black history in the museums. Museums are terrified. I have contacts that I'm talking to inside of the Interior Department, people who are running all of those spaces where you can go and see a Civil War memorial or something. The people who work in these places are terrified. They're afraid to tell the real history. The people who are working for the federal government are afraid to say the word Black. You guys have canceled Black scholarships. You're damn near, I guess, ready to get rid of HBCUs. Donald Trump just recently said they're not going to fund any minority-serving institution. Y'all have gotten rid of that. You've gotten rid of help for Black kids to go to college. What more do you want? What are you so angry about? I go, every so often I go and lurk and look on X Twitter. Y'all are the maddest people ever. Y'all are so angry for people who have everything. Y'all said you want your country back. You have it. The rest of us are sitting back and trying to keep our peace and preserve our peace while you all are running the country. If the airlines are crashing, that's you. That's the people you wanted to run the United States government. The FBI, y'all are laughing at them on X Twitter and saying that they look ridiculous. That's your FBI. They've purged the people who made the FBI what it was. It's not what you wanted. You have your podcasters running the FBI. You have your friend from the real world running the Department of Transportation. That's what you wanted. There's no longer a gay guy there. The gay guy's gone. The gay guy's at home with his kid and his husband. He's not in charge anymore. The Department of Justice is what you wanted. It's your Justice Department that won't release the Epstein files. If you're mad about the Epstein files, you shouldn't be mad at me and the left. You need to be mad at Donald Trump. You all have the country. You run every red state like it's already Project 2025. You won't let women have abortions in Texas. They're literally dying of sepsis. That's what you wanted. You wanted women to have only 6 weeks to get an abortion in Georgia. You got it. You wanted Texas to be a petri dish and a laboratory for every right-wing, anti-black, anti-gay, anti-trans idea. And you also got rid of vaccines. Every child in Florida is now going to go to school with kids who could give them measles, mumps, and rubella and COVID. That's what y'all wanted. You now have a paradise in Florida where you can get sick, cough on people, let them die of whatever disease you're carrying. It's almost like you've got the pilgrims again that can come and cough on all the natives and take them out. That's what you wanted. You got it. You wanted Florida to be that. It's that. You wanted the United States to be Florida. It's that. But yet you all are still so angry. I don't understand it. I genuinely don't understand it. I don't mean to rant and rave, but I am genuinely trying to get to the bottom of what you all are so angry about. And I think I have a suspicion and I have a guess. What you all are angry about is that while you have gotten everything you wanted on the right, we on the other side won't give you love for it. We won't respect you for it. We won't hail you for it. We won't respect you and say, hey, we want to, have you at the Oscars. We want to fet you. We want to make you guys, we want to wrap our arms around you. You want us to embrace you. You don't just want to run us and tell us what to do and tell us what to think and tell us what to read and tell us what history we can have. You don't just want to tell us what to do. You want us to embrace you. What you really want is to sit at our table. You're mad because while you are running the country into the ground, you're destroying your own farmers with tariffs. You're destroying your own farmers by taking away their subsidies that used to go with USAID. You got what you wanted. They've ended the farm subsidies. These are the things y'all asked for. You got your big, beautiful budget. That's what you wanted. Trump gave it right to you. You got your permanent tax cut. You're still pissed because the left, the other side, the majority, we still cannot stand you. We cannot stand Christian nationalism. We don't want it. And because we will not say we want your Christian nationalism, we embrace your Christian nationalism. We like your Christian nationalism. We like you. Because we won't do that, that's why you're still mad. But guess what we're going to keep on doing? We're going to keep on being moisturized and unbothered, and we still not going to like it. We're never going to like Christian nationalism. We're never going to accept it. We're never going to be down with it. And our squad is bigger than your squad at the end of the day. We have the Boricuas. We got the Mexican Americans. They done woke up. They said, whoo, Lord, let's go ahead and go with these folks. We got the spicy whites. The spicy white folk are with us. They're with us, right? We got the Asian Americans who've woken up and said, whoa, we better be with them, right? Chinese Americans, they see you. Japanese Americans are like, you're going to do internment again? We see you.
South Koreans
are like, whoa, we see you. Y'all gonna kick the South Koreans out. Now you're going to cry because Georgia's going to have a worse economy because you're not going to get to have the South Koreans teaching y'all to have those high-tech jobs. The South Koreans are like, oh, well, sure hate it. Africa's like, we're just going to do business with each other. We got BRICS. We don't need y'all. Tourists are like, we don't need y'all. The African Americans, the Caribbean Americans are getting together and said, yo, why are we fighting each other? Caribbean Americans are like, yo, we were y'all. We've been hip hop together. Let's go off. And you're mad at us because we do not want to be with you. This America you want, that's yours, y'all. You keep it. We don't.
Imagine being so broke. You got to crowdfund regret. Y'all remember when this woman put that big old Trump tattoo on her forehead? Y'all remember that, right? Now Miss Girl is online begging for money. Begging for money. Socialism. So she can get it removed. I thought this was the perfect case study in Trump supporters and what they look like in real time. No money and no backup plan, just lifelong devotion. She loves capitalism, but now she wants to use GoFundMe to help clean up the bad choices that she made on her own. That ain't rugged individualism. That is socialism with a ring light. Honestly, I think Erica Kirk need to step in. I really do. I think she should step in and offer to get this Trump tattoo removed from this woman's forehead. But then, in exchange, offer her a Vance tattoo, but she gotta get it on her lower back. Yup, so she gotta choose. Either keep that big ass Trump tattoo on her forehead or to keep Vance on her lower back as a reminder. Both of them are a bad decision. Either way, she earned it. So no, nobody should be giving her any money to clean up her own mess. Choices were made, girl. So now you need to choose wisely.
Hello guys, welcome back. I hope you have just watched that full message from those videos, how white flocks they react towards each other, this whereby they declare they will never forgive Donald Trump's supporters, because they are the one who supported Donald Trump that time of campaigns, and they are telling the supporters directly that they will never forgive them. So guys, these people, they are now regretting why did they vote for Donald Trump.